news breaking at this time. The IDF is reported as having said that it is now aware that Iran has launched missiles towards Israel. They say in a statement a short while ago, missiles were launched from Iran towards Israel. They add that sirens have sounded across all of Israel. Let's go back to Jotam Confino, who is a Middle East correspondent for The Telegraph. Thanks for being back for us, Jotam. Clearly now, this is happening.
It's happening, and I hope that you can hear me. There's a lot of echo in here. I'm in a bomb shelter in my building. Sirens sounded not just where I am, but basically all of Israel. That's what we heard from the Home Front Command, which is very unusual. I don't remember the last time that sirens sounded all across the country. So we have very little information other than missiles were fired from Iran. We don't know which missile, and we're instructed to stay in our shelter until further notice. So I can't really leave at the moment.
As you have reported to us before, and as we know, missile sirens sounding in Israel is not an uncommon occurrence, but across the entire country might give an indication of the scale of attack that the Israelis are anticipating?
I might be mistaken, but I think it's the first time ever. When Iran fired ballistic missiles in April, the sirens didn't go off where I live. It went off in many other parts of the country. So it seems like it's a bigger attack. I'm just speculating now, but they're not. The sirens aren't going off if there's no danger. So the fact that it's all over the country means that they're firing probably from different directions. It could be that the Houthi rebels have joined them, and Hezbollah most likely are also firing rockets. So that's why we're seeing it from north to south.
Because the last time the Iranians fired missiles at Israel, I think there were 9 separate territories from which those missiles were fired.
Exactly. It was from Iran, Iraq, I believe Syria as well, Lebanon, of course, the Houthi rebels in Yemen. So roughly 5 areas, which is still a lot. But both the UK, France, and the US, Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, they all helped shoot them down, or at least they helped communicate the warnings to Israel in real time. This time around, I assume it will be the same, because the US warned Israel about this, and they have said that they will defend Israel again. And I'm sure that the UK will do the same.
How long? We can hear someone behind you. I think.
I think it's upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Don't worry. How long potentially has Israel got to take defensive measures if those missiles have just been launched?
So it takes 12 minutes for ballistic missiles to reach Israel, which means that's why they're asking us to stay in the shelters. And it also gives Israel a long time to try and shoot them down. Israel has an air defense system that is, it's several layers, really. It's 3 different layers, and it's called the Arrow 3 missile defense system, the one that can shoot down the ballistic missiles in hours. And if that fails, they have other opportunities. They have the next layer of the air defense system, and of course, they also have the United States helping them shoot down these missiles.
And Jotam, what's it going to mean for you and the people in the building that you share as to how long you're going to be in the bunker for?
It's a good question, because hold on, hearing some really large booms now. Wow. We're probably going to stay here for a while, because if they keep firing these rockets, we can only leave when it's over. And I hear a lot of booms around me right now.
Yes.
So that means that the missile defense system is shooting down the missiles.
I'm just looking, Jotam, at pictures now live, I think above the skies of Jerusalem, where there are lights streaking across the sky. It looks like almost like a sort of meteor shower, really, of what presumably are ballistic missiles possibly being taken out, but some possibly getting through the Iron Dome defense systems.
So the thing is that every time they shoot down these missiles, the danger isn't over, because the shrapnel can still kill people. That's why you're supposed to stay indoors for at least 5 to 10 minutes after they've been shut down. And if they don't shoot them down, well, that's where it gets serious. Last time, one ballistic missile managed to get through the air defense system, but it didn't hit any civilian areas. But if a ballistic missile hits an apartment building, or any civilian area really, we're not talking about 2, 3, 4 casualties. We're talking about 50 probably. It is really, really the most severe weapon you can drop in a civilian area.
Jotam, thank you so much for being there for us. We'll let you get to further safety if that needs to happen. Thank you very much indeed. Jotam Confino, Middle East correspondent at The Telegraph, live in Israel in a bomb shelter as the missiles come into Israeli skies now, into Israeli territory. The IDF confirming in the last few moments that missiles have now been launched from Iran into Israel. You could hear the explosions around Jotam Confino that suggests that the Iron Dome is busy at work trying to take as many of them out of the sky as possible. And the images that we're getting over Jerusalem and Tel Aviv show, I mean, it looks like, as I say, it looks like meteor showers. They look like sort of, as you might see a shooting star go across the sky, but obviously clearly far more deadly. But dozens of them coming across Israeli night sky now into cities such as Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, with the air raid sirens sounding across the whole of Israel, not just Tel Aviv, where the targets are relatively easy to reach for Hezbollah in particular, but the suggestion from Jotam is that the whole of Israel is now hearing air raid sirens, the call to get to safety, the call to get to bunkers as the Iranian missiles, possibly drones as well as we saw in last April, now make their way to Israeli territory. 03456060973 is the number. Very keen to hear from you if you are in Israel, if you can hear us, if we can reach you. We'd love to hear from you if you are in a place of safety and can make that call about what is going on, what you're hearing, what you're experiencing, as not for the first time this year, but certainly as we were hearing from Sir Mark Lyall-Grant earlier, at a time where the paradigm in the Middle East has moved, given what has happened both in Gaza and in Lebanon since April. The Iranians are attacking Israel directly.